What you doing? I'm the AC, and this is Alcohol and Anime! Okay, so for this episode of Alcohol and Anime, I am going to be talking about the film Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Arrow of the Orion. Going to talk about some of this name later, but first, before I get into anything, I'm going to give you a little warning, just a little insight onto what happened when watching into going to record all this. So, normally, and this is really just part of the fuckery that is me trying to do anything when it comes to drinking a lot and then doing something. For some reason, when I first decided to watch this, something happened. I watched it. The plan when I do all these is normally watch the film, drink, record the podcast, and drink more, whether it's with somebody else or by myself. This time it's by myself because I was like, hey, I just want to watch this, and then I'll do it. For some reason, even though I had that plan, like usual, that did not happen. So, something happened. I watched it. I was drinking. I don't even remember what happened. But then I couldn't record right after. So I had to wait. Thing is, I forgot to do it. Luckily, I took a bunch of notes. I still remember the movie, whatever. And this isn't that different. It's kind of just like when I would go see a movie in theaters and then have to go and record the podcast after later anyways. But, yeah. So, probably not going to be the most in-depth this time. Also, yeah, there's been a little bit of time thing. I originally watched the movie. It was sometime around when Sentai was leaving Crunchyroll. I'm pretty sure I watched this right before Sentai took all their stuff off Crunchyroll. So that's kind of a ballpark of when. I'm pretty sure it was early April. The other reason I say this is there was a note I have that says I just went to a cherry blossom festival, which comes up later because there's a festival in the film for a very little bit. So, sometime in the beginning of April is when I watched this. I'm guessing I explicitly remember the whole Sentai stuff happening. I feel like it was after this. It might have been right before this. It might have been right around the time, and it was coincidental because I have to watch it on High Dive. And this is already getting into the movie stuff. I'll talk about the movie afterwards. I guess I'll mix up a bit. So I watched this on High Dive. There was a bunch of other stuff I was watching it, and then I was looking through some of the other stuff on High Dive, and I noticed this was on there. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I read a whole bunch of the light novels. I have all of the ones in English. I read most of them. I'm still working on them. I have all the Familia Chronicles, or the two of them, with Lou and Freya. I do not have Sword Orario or Ontario. I don't remember the name of it. The one that follows Aiz and the Freya, not Freya, Loki Familia. I don't have all those. I will get them eventually. But yeah, I have the main series light novels and then the Chronicle, 2 volumes of the Chronicles. So, yeah, I am a huge fan of the light novels. Probably one of my favorite book series of all time. Not huge into the actual series. The series was. It's like they took just previews of the books and then put those as episodes because it feels like there's so much missing. And it's really disappointing, but I had some hope for this film. When it first came out in, let's see, 2019, February 2019, Japan, of some other time, whenever, in the US, I guess. When did it come out? Yeah, later that year, so still 2019. I remember when it came out, and I was all excited for it, and I remember everyone making a big deal about it. Then it's like nobody cared afterwards, and I completely forgot the movie existed until I found it on High Dive. So I'm glad I found it on High Dive. I was only using High Dive for a little bit. I think, what was I watching at the time? I think it was Oh, Lupin the Third Part 6. That's why I got high dive. Watch that. Notice this was on there. Some other OVAs or other stuff that I didn't see before. And I was like, oh, this movie exists. I do like the light novels. Not crazy about the show. But I do want to watch this. The new season will be coming out eventually. We'll see if it actually ends up on Crunchyroll now that Sentai took all their stuff off. But yeah, I was looking forward to it. Kind of like what I bitch about with everything, pretty much. It's not the longest movie. It says 82 minutes. Not even an hour and a half, unfortunately. It's not a very long movie, and when I get into like the recap and me discussing some of the things I liked and didn't like in the actual meat of this podcast, it was pretty straightforward. There wasn't any like huge things that would be surprise or twist or whatever. And if it was supposed to be a twist, it wasn't. It wasn't even like a twist. It was pretty obvious, I guess, is what I'm saying. But I'll get into all that later. For now, I just want to start off by saying, yeah, this is going to be weird. I have my notes. I vaguely remember everything. If anything, this will keep me from just rambling too much about random shit, even though I feel like I'm probably already off to a bad start. But, oh well, we'll see. So, that's the general information for the movie. I'll just go ahead and get that out of the way. Then let's. There might be one more thing I should probably talk about before I get into the alcohol part, because I'm going to be saying a certain word over and over again, and it's going to be weird. And I still, to this day, do not know exactly how it's supposed to be said, but I think there might actually be two ways to say it. So let me take a drink. Okay, so the word in question is either Orion or Orion. In the case of this movie, I'm pretty sure, after looking and trying to listen to what was said, I'm pretty sure it is Orion. Also, I don't remember if I watched this subbed or dubbed. I would prefer subbed, but I honestly don't remember. I want to say I watched it subbed, because if I'm trying to figure out what they're saying with Orion, I would have listened to make sure it was subbed first, because I don't trust dubs in general in the first place. So I'm pretty sure it's Orion, and here's why. So everyone knows Orion's belt. I'm pretty sure it's called Orion's belt. I've always heard it called Orion's belt. I even looked up how to pronounce it, and the way it's pronounced looks like Orion's belt. However, when I try to look up the other way, the way I've been saying it for so long, is Orion, because there is a Japanese Okinawan, I guess, beer called Orion. I drank a lot when I was in Hawaii. It's pretty sure it's just distributed by Asahi, but I always just assumed it was called Orion, and I didn't really think anything about it. I didn't even put two together that Orion and Orion, as in Orion's belt, are spelt the same. So it finally hit me when I was looking up drinks for this. I was trying to figure out what would be a good drink to go with this. Of course, I could make them up for different characters, and I will in a second. But I was looking, and it was like, Orion belt, Orion's belt. Oh shit! This whole time it was Orion. Wait, but no, that doesn't make any sense. Orion. I was flabbergasted. Is that the right way to use that word? I guess it was. So I was so confused. I didn't know what it was supposed to be. But I'm still going to call it Orion for one major reason. I guess two major reasons. It does sound like they're saying Orion, Arrow of the Orion, or whatever, in the film. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't. Now, there might have been. I feel like there was some connection to it being related to Orion's belt, but it sounded like they were saying Orion. Also, the katakana for in the title of the film is Orion, and from what I can tell, that would be more like Orion. So that's what I'm saying, Orion. But so that's all I got to go on. If it was supposed to be Orion, I don't. Orion, own, Orion. Pretty sure it's Orion. That's what I'm going to say. I really have no way else to determine the two. So I'm going to stick with that. As far as I know, too, this film isn't based off of a specific point in the light novel. Actually, I'm pretty positive, unless there's a whole nother volume that is based off of the film, or vice versa, I guess. This is completely standalone. I'll talk more about when it actually takes place when I get to that part. But I do want to move on to what is normally the first part, the alcohol, because it is alcohol and anime. So, what did I drink with this? Well, I kind of already hinted at it. I was looking up something. I was really wanting to look for the beer. Orion. Couldn't find it anyways. If I still lived in Hawaii, easy to find. It's all over. But I don't live there anymore. I live in the middle of shit place, white people. And they don't have that kind of beer around here. So I was looking up mixed drinks. I could have made something up myself. For some reason I don't. I still haven't. I don't know why. I should one day. I'll get to it eventually one day. But I was looking up drinks. Maybe I was running out of time. I have like all kinds of alcohol. I could have thought of something. Well, no, I did do that for other episodes of this podcast. I could have done it for this one too, but I didn't. Here's what I did. So I looked it up. Anything with really Orion in the name. Found a drink called Orion's Belt. Normally, what it's supposed to be is meadery or any melon liqueur, coconut rum. The one I said specifically Malibu rum, whatever. A splash of pineapple juice and a splash of half and half. Here's the thing: I didn't want to drink half and half at all, and also I don't like coconut. Even though coconut rum, I can at least take a shot of. I can get it down my mouth throat thing. I can drink it. I can't eat coconut. My body refuses, but if it's in a liquid form, I can at least force it down. However, I did not want to do that, and of course, that also means I don't have coconut rum. What I did have is actually Malibu mango rum. I did not have a Midori, but I went out found some other melon liqueur. I can't remember the. Trying to look at my bottle. Whatever. I'm not looking at it right now. So I did go get a melon liqueur. Instead of half and half, since I didn't want to do that, I contemplated it, but it sounded terrible to mix in with the rest of the stuff. And half and half mixed with anything citrusy sounds terrible. So I didn't do that. I did have pineapple juice instead. Oh wait, the half and half I replaced it with chocolate liqueur because for some reason that sounded better. I don't know why. And also I want to mix it up. It's not necessarily Orion's Belt. This is the Arrow Orion. So keep that in mind. And then the pineapple juice, even though I had some, what I did not realize, I was using I had this jar pineapple spears and soaking in, of course, pineapple juice. What I did not realize is it was not just pineapple juice. It also had coconut water in it. So it fucking got me anyways. Fucking coconut. So it did give it a little bit of coconutty flavor. Wasn't crazy about it. Still, but once you mix all the rest of that stuff in, really heavy on the melon and chocolate liqueur. Even though it was supposed to be a splash of the chocolate liqueur, I pretty much made it even with the melon liqueur, and then some of the mango rum, some of the pineapple, coconut juice, water, blah blah blah. And now that was the Arrow of the Orion. Slightly mixed up from the Orion's Belt. That's how it should be. The other thing is, since it is an arrow, I was like, oh, it'd be good. Put it in a shooter, like a little one of them tall shooter glasses, and that'd be cool. Here's the thing, though, I'm lazy, and I didn't want to have to make me a new one every time I wanted a drink throughout this almost an hour and a half long movie. Even though it's really not that long, but I wanted to be able to drink throughout. And even though I like taking shots or shooters or whatever, that's too much of a pain. So the idea is cool. Probably going to use it in my short that I do for all of these episodes. But in this case, I just made it into my glass, a full glass of it, because I'm lazy. I didn't want to interrupt myself. If I would have been with someone else watching this, which eventually I'm going to have to do eventually and get more people, is probably just make a few of them, and as it goes, we would both take them. But by myself, I'm like, fuck it, it's just me. I'm just going to do this. I feel like I did take it as a shot at one point, though, now that I'm thinking about it. I think maybe I took the first one before I started, just to see how it was. It rings a bell. It feels like I did that. I don't know. I'll save that for the short. But yeah, that's what I'm drinking. A glass of this instead of the shooters, because I'm lazy. And that is too much work. 4 things. Maybe it would have been 2 things. And not the pineapple juice, because that's a pain in the ass to pour out of the jar. Like I said, lazy. Should I be ashamed? No, fuck it, I don't care. Anyways, so yeah, that is the Orion, or Orion, Arrow of the Orion, tail, shooter, whatever. Shooter's pretty cool, because they're long, even it's supposed to be arrows, so it should be a little bit longer. I'm really excited for this short. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'm excited for it. It's going to be dumb just like all my other ones. Normally, I think of them afterwards. With this one, I just had the idea. So, I'll save that for whenever. Now, the fun part, is trying to think of on the spot, because for some reason, I don't really put any thought into it beforehand, even though I had plenty of time this time, to think of some kind of drink for each character. And right before recording, I put a little bit of thought into it, because I was like, oh yeah, this is the thing I do. Make sure it gives me something to talk about, especially since I don't know what I'm going to say exactly for the recap. But I'm not going to do every character in this, but I do have some ideas for a few of the characters. And I'm going to actually need to put these into a book sometime. At least I'm saying them all, so I can go back and be like, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. And at least they're somewhere near the beginning, so I don't have to look that far. And there's a whole lot of rambling I'm sure people are going to have to get to. But, yeah. So, as far as making certain drinks for characters, vaguely have an idea for Belle, Lily, Wealth, and Hestia, and then the main new character for this film, Artemis. And I don't know why I was so doubtful on the names. Also, I don't know, I thought about Liu, but also they changed it to Ryu. But in the light novels, it's definitely Liu. I realized there's some name differences between anime subs, and the light novels. I don't know which one to trust first, because in the light novels, this benevolent mistress is like the bar they go to, but it's like the Tavern of the Maidens, or God, I don't know, something weird, I think, in like whatever. I'm getting off topic, so I'm just going to do a drink for those 5. Vaguely, nothing specific, nothing I could go and make right now. But starting with Belle, what I was thinking is something like maybe some kind of cream liqueur with like just a shot of Fireball or something like that. I don't know exactly how well it will mix, but something I've seen. Well, a Fireball is supposed to kind of symbolize its firebolt, but that's about as close as I can get. But I don't want it to just like dump it in there. I guess it could be cool, but I would be afraid it would mix. So I guess you get a cream liqueur and then like, I don't know, like fireball ball in it. I don't know, just drop the shot in there, and that'd be like the fireball in the cream liqueur, and then you could just drink it or take it like that. Quick little thing, or you could just let it slowly mix, because if you get a right cream liqueur, kind of whitish, just to symbolize it's white, let it slowly go in there, and the color kind of mix. It's not like Fireball's actually red, but I don't really think of. I don't know if there's any like actual red cinnamon flavored drinks I can think of. I had a sriracha vodka that was kind of red, but I wouldn't want to drink that. That'd be weird. I mean, I drink by it, so I wouldn't want to mix it in cream liqueur. That's weird. So that would kind of be what Little rookies would be like Fireball and a cream liqueur. Maybe you put it in there. It wouldn't mix too fast. It shouldn't taste too bad either. Cream liqueur with some cinnamon. The whiskey might be a little weird, but whatever. The next one I kind of thought of was Welf's. Uh, his is kind of like a Moscow Mule in the fact that it'll come in some kind of metal cup, kind of like Moscow Mules come in a copper or bronze cup when you mix it or whatever. As for what would be in it, I want kind of the metally. He's a blacksmith. Ooh, a blacksmith. So it could be some kind of black, rough. Dang, I don't want to say that. But something with. I want to say red again because his hair's red. But, Jägermeister's black. I don't know about that. Blacksmith. Something with silvery. Maybe they all can have some kind of cream. I'm just going to be vague with all these because, this is something I should actually put more thought and work into. But yeah, definitely the metal cup would be the big point for this. Maybe being a blacksmith or whatever. I'm trying to think if there's a silvery kind of thing I do. It could just be a Moscow Mule, but that's boring. How about a Moscow Mule, but with like a shot of Jaeger, something like that. Maybe. Maybe something like that. Something similar to that. Moscow Mule, I feel like, is really symbolizing what I want to say, but that's too boring. It needs to mix it up a little bit. So maybe Moscow Mule with a shot of Jaeger or something like that. A tad, dab, splash. Lily. Hers, of course, would be small. It'll be a cute little thing, maybe a little shot, but since she can transform and whatever or disguise herself, I want it to be something with two flavors. Something mature tasting because she's smart. She's pretty much the brains of it. Something smart tasting, but with like a little bit of sweetness. So maybe something sweet at the beginning. And this actually, some sambuca would be good. It's kind of similar. Ooh, maybe absinthe kind of flavor. But what would be smart? Or maybe some kind of sweet rum. I don't know if you could even balance that. Or you could rub something sweet on the glass, get that started as the first taste, but then the sambuca, something earthy kind of tasting like that, would be good for it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Now, for Hesia's, I only had one joke. Something melon flavored. I don't know. It's probably not even a good joke, but melons, and small too. But definitely melon flavored because that's funny. Something round melon. I don't even have a real drink for this. That was the only thing I had set up for that little joke, and she's bomb. But yeah, something cute, sweet. Melon for sure would fit that sweeter side over. But what else? It can't just be that. I'm not just gonna take a shot of meadery. Or cream and cream. Actually, maybe just a chocolate cream liqueur with meadery. Maybe that's what it was. Because after did the whole era of the Orion drink, I did mainly just drink the melon and chocolate liqueur mixed together, and that was it for a while. I didn't even bother with the other two. So that'll probably be it. Maybe some kind of other chocolatey cream liqueur with melon, just because I think that's funny. That's the whole joke in the series, anyways. Is she's just little goddess with big boobs for her size. Now the main person setting up this whole film in the first place, Artemis. This one, not even going to be an alcoholic drink because she's like the virgin. She's an anti-sex goddess, the virgin goddess, whatever. But she's also like the goddess of hunt. So, when I think hunt, I would think whiskey. Whiskey's pretty. I don't know. I don't want to say country. When I think hunt, I think of hunting, and then whiskey, of course, or it could be moonshine. But no, not really moonshine. Ooh, it could be moonshine actually. Moonshine and whiskey? Would that go together? Have I ever done that? A moonshine and whiskey, but that would be a really strong drink. She is really strong though. I need a little something else to try to mess that. Oh wait, no, I said a virgin drink. Hmm. Huh. Huh. Is there any kind of virgin whiskey drink? Oh no. Okay, well, if it wasn't alcohol free drink, it would definitely be like a whiskey moonshine mix. Whiskey and a flavored moonshine, like something sweet. Maybe they both could be. Like I don't know, you could do apple. I like apple whiskey, apple moonshine. Or cherry, maybe? Ooh, cherry for sure. Mm-hmm. She's not gonna be a virgin anymore. Okay, that's where that joke's stopping. Okay, so that would be Artemy's drink. If not, then cherry flavoring in a alcohol-free beer. I'm sure there must be alcohol-free whiskeys or something. It sounds dumb. It wouldn't make any sense, but I know for sure there's alcohol-free beer. So like cherry flavored beer, alcoholless beer. Simple. I don't think I've ever had alcohol-free beer. Because what's the point? Yeah, that'll probably be it for that. So that's the drinks or whatever that I can think of for those main characters. There's more characters in the film, of course. There's Liu, Hermes, and of course Hermes familiar. Some of them, I'm blanking on the names of his leader of his house. Whatever. I can picture her in my mind, but I suck at names still. But yeah, so that's that. So let's actually talk about what happens in this film. Did I miss out on anything else I was going to say? I talked about the name. Yeah, talked about when it released, when I watched it. Yeah, let's go over the plot. Recap, all this stuff. Starting with when, and chronologically this would take place. As far as I know, Bella and Hesse are still living under the church. I guess it's right after he's leveled up the first time. Maybe the second time? Trying to remember. No, it would have been level 2. He didn't level up to level 3 until after the war games. So this is sometime before the war games because he's still living under the church. It must be right after he leveled up the first time then. Well, not right after. Because he's already has a party with Wolf and Lily. But wait. Oh no, he didn't level up that time. Yeah, okay. And he was already familiar with Hermes, so it must have been sometime after, I guess, Wolf leveled up too. After they fought the big thing on floor 18. So it must have happened after that also. If he's familiar with Hermes and Leon. Yeah. So that's the kind of time period it's at. Sometime before the war games with Apollo Familia. And what's going on is there's this new moon festival that I mentioned earlier. Not even completely sure what it's about. Just, oh wait, new moon. Yeah, I did say moonshine. It does make sense. I'm getting off track because none of it matters because they're not there that long. They don't really even do much. They could have spent more time doing this. I think they spent a little time in the dungeon first, prepare for it, but it all goes by really quick until because they, fuck exposition, I guess. Let's get to the point of the movie. I get it, whatever. And they come to this, like, Sword in the Stone-esque scene where there's this competition of people trying to pull out some spear or some crystal and for some kind of trip to somewhere. I don't even remember if he actually said what the trip's supposed to be, but of course everyone's having problems with this, even Ice. And then, of course, because he's the main protagonist of this whole series, not only does the spear come out of the crystal for Belle, but it speaks to him. Ooh, yeah, mysterious. Of course, something weird. It's like he was meant to do it. And it turns out this whole competition thing is, of course, led by Artemis, who I've already said. Don't really familiar with Artemis. She's the goddess of the hunt in Greek mythology. She's kind of the same role, and she is like one of the virgin. I don't know how you say virgin god. What is it? The no fuck anti-sex is what they say. I think in the actual film. But yeah, these goddesses don't fuck, so they don't have other children like, well, pretty much all the other male gods do, which are very rapey in Greek mythology. She is not one like that. I'm pretty sure she's Apollo's sister too. So, or twin, really. If I'm remembering my Greek mythology right. Right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. So that's weird that Apollo comes right after this. It would be almost fitting, really, if this was actually in the light novel series. You know, I'm pretty sure it's not. But yeah, she sponsored this whole thing. Turns out the trip was a lot, of course. It was actually a quest from Artemis plus Hermes, because they need to go help her with a thing. What was their quest? There's this big monster. I don't know. I'm just going to jump to what they actually do. They gotta go to a place called the Ruins, Ersos, which is far north of Orion, and beat some kind of monster called Antares, which I think it was sealed. It can only be killed with the spear, and I'm guessing it looks like a giant scorpion because that's what I said it looks like. So that's them. That's where she's taking them. It's pretty straightforward, really. Of course, it's nothing really that special or new story-wise. It's just like, hey, we need to go. A seal broke because, of course, the seal always breaks. It always happens to break whenever the protagonist of the series is. Maybe that's what makes him a protagonist. That's just every anime ever, really. Let's be real. But yeah, and the only way he can be defeated is with the spear. So they go there. They're flying. They get cool new clothes. Hermes and Ganesha gives them some dragons like creatures. I guess they're just dragons. And they ride off. And they go on their little adventure or little trip. And you think, oh, this whole trip would take a while. Honestly, it doesn't. It doesn't really take that long. Not that much happens. Along the way, they see this mother and kid running from some of these creatures that come, stem from Antares. I guess they are part of him or use his power. For some reason, they spawn. And they go and they save them. Save this mother and child. And then this is the first time Belle really gets to use this spear. And it turns out it's really fucking strong. Of course. I mean, it's supposed to go defeat this crazy monster that's been sealed. That had to be sealed because they're always sealed and never just killed. And they're not killed until the main protagonist comes after they've been sealed. And then that's when they get me just griping about unoriginality. But whatever. It's fine. Yeah. Way too strong. Artemis eventually warns Belle, like, hey, too strong, don't use it too much. I think it's Artemis. Either Artemis or Hermes. Somebody's like, hey, that's too strong, don't use it too much. Yeah, maybe it'll draw attention, maybe it'll take too much to use. But, yeah. Then, they finally that's pretty much all that happens on the way. Like I said, not much to go off of. But they get close to their destination, turns out Hermes' familia is waiting there, which makes sense. He apparently just upped and left them to go get more help. Turns out Lou's already there too. She was roped in to help with all this. And then, they're getting ready, kind of planning on how they're going to take this thing on. And, of course, shenanigans have to happen. Oh, there's one other thing. Let me talk about the shenanigans, and then I'm going to talk about one other weird thing. So, the stupid notes. All it is Hermes decides to go on a crusade, meaning he's going to lead all the other men to go and spy on all the women taking a bath. Which, I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, they were all prepared for it. It ended up not even mattering. whatever. And I don't know, just another dumb moment. And it's these dumb moments. It's like I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. If I was with all these guys, would I go and just peep on a bunch of women bathing out in the open? But still, it's like I don't know. I don't care that much, but I don't know, maybe you would get caught up in it. Belle, of course, is reluctant. He's already been roped into this once when they were on the 18th floor, and that didn't go well. Uh, all the women, of course, are probably expecting it anyways, especially knowing Hermes. But yeah, they go on this little crusade. It's stopped brutally. Belle gets away because he doesn't want to, I guess be a perv. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I would or not. That's a hard one. I feel like I might just get caught up in all the emotion. It's not like I haven't seen other weird stuff with a group of people before. I don't want to talk about that. That was weird. That was a weird experience for 2 hours. But yeah, I don't know. I don't care that much about that stuff, so maybe I wouldn't. But also, hey, maybe I would. Not. I know I would not because that is not what you do. But if I was an anime character with some anime women where apparently there aren't real consequences, yeah, I'm going to get off this topic because it's weird. Belle gets away, ends up running into Artemis anyways while she was bathing. Okay, of course, whatever. And then it's fine. I don't even think she really cares that much. She understands. I guess it was an accident. But they eventually realize. I don't even remember it's at this point. All my stuff is mixed up. It doesn't matter if I tell the stuff in the order it happens. It's eventually realized that the closer Belle and Artemis get, the stronger the spear would get. And also, I don't really remember. I mentioned it before. Artemis is an old friend of Hesia's, so that kind of a little bit of drama. It tries to make it seem like there's drama. It's like, oh, is Belle going to maybe fall for Artemis? Even though Belle or Hesia really likes him, but then Hesia and Artemis are friends. Eventually, I don't even think that ends up mattering because there's a secret. Like, in order for them to beat Antares, which is also kind of obvious thing they do in a lot of this stuff, is they're going if they get rid of Artem or Antares, they're probably going to end up having to get rid of Artemis. Yeah, not that big of a surprise, really. So Hesia's more upset about that. Oh yeah, I get distracted. One more thing I want to get distracted about is they find a fruit. The only other part that happens on the way, but they found a fruit that turns to soup inside when you cook it. That's fucking awesome. I want something like that. I don't even know if there's anything like that in real life. Maybe I should look it up. Soup fruit. Is it possible? Ooh, that's a note I need to ask one of my friends. Is if soup fruit or soup in fruit would be good. And if that would even be soup or if it would be considered something else. There's someone I talked to about dumb food related questions, and this is something I'm going to have to remember to ask. But that's a whole different thing. I just want to mention that because that sounds like a cool thing. I wish and hope it is a real thing. Huh. I can't think of. Closest thing I could think of is if you cooked it in a coconut. Because that would be hard enough to do it. Oh, I guess you could do it with a watermelon kind too. Any kind of melon you could cook. Maybe get hot enough without cooking. Would it hold? I don't know. Definitely not a coconut because I don't want to eat anything coconut flavored. But yeah, that's a dumb thing. So they're finally preparing, going this whole battle. It's pretty straightforward. It's not even like there's too much to do in here. They go in the ruins. It's full of eggs that are apparently evolving quickly. And then one other thing is, I don't even think this matters that much either. But it does kind of link of why it's important, but they don't spend enough time. Is the actual dungeon over in Orion, is also going crazy. So there is this kind of connection, but like I said, they don't put too much time into it for it to matter. It kind of just happens. But yeah, eggs are evolving. Then they eventually find Artemis in a crystal. Um, that's when they realize, oh, it's probably gonna have to kill her too, or destroy her, or whatever. And then another cool thing is they start shooting beams from the moon. So yeah, the moon did matter. There's a second moon, and there's a bow. Turns out, arrow of the Orion. Even though at first I complained, it's like, oh, this is spirit. This is an arrow. It is an arrow. It's an arrow from Artemis, as I guess, a bigger god, or from the heavens or whatever. Yeah, this actually is an arrow from Artemis' bow. But yeah, oh, I did write a note. Orion, Orion means hunter. Okay, it was Artemis' arrow that was summoned to the lower world. Ah, yeah. But yeah, when they're fighting, Antares, it's not even really that strong. Uh, yeah. It's more like Bell just makes no sense at first while fighting. Uh, but yeah, it's pretty. There's not a whole lot of twists and dramatic stuff. There is. They try, I guess. It's more like it's a time thing, I guess, because this big bow in the sky, moon, whatever, is about to shoot and cause a bunch of chaos. So I guess that's where the drama is supposed to be, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, he's not even that strong. And then of course the like drama of like, oh, is this going to hurt Artemis too? But yeah, overall he's not that strong. Bell ends up just beating him with like an Argonaut charge throw. Uh, and then he stabs Artemis in the back with a Hestia knife. Huh. Okay. Yeah. And that's it. That's pretty much the fight. It's almost crazy thinking back on it that even though I complain that it's a short movie, it should have been 2 hours. It still easily could have been longer, and they just rushed it, just like they do with the anime series. It always just feels so rushed. They could have easily extended some of it. The festival, even the fight, the journey there. Most of what I remember is just them fucking around before they go, like the whole Hermes Crusade. I don't know. It's, just not long enough. But it still seems too long for so little that they do, because nothing is phenomenal. Like, the fight isn't even that crazy. They have much better fights in the series. Of course, maybe up to this point. Nah. The light novels, the fight scenes sound amazing. They're cool. The show, they're not that crazy until, like, the most recent season, when he's fighting the Minotaur again. And just that whole. But up until this point, I guess this probably would have been like one of the more cooler things. It's just since then they've done more stuff. So maybe I kind of ruined it for myself with one, reading all the light novels and watching the latest part of the series. So I don't really know. Maybe it was just me. But yeah, still nothing special. Also, Argonaut isn't that powerful yet at this point either. So that fact that it's charging, he throws it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Whatever. But yeah, after that, there's the way they do say goodbye, like the whole farewell message. It is a pretty nice, kind of romantic scene. It does seem like, oh, Belle actually may have been falling in love. Maybe they were getting really close with Artemis. Maybe there wasn't going on, but they were so short. Like it was a 10-day ride. Like, that was it. Almost 2 weeks, I guess. I didn't even know each other that long. Is that really enough time? That's always, especially when he has Hestia, especially when he has Lily. He has all these other people. Did he have some kind of connection? Maybe it was just the influence of the spear arrow thing. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I can say it takes me more than 2 weeks to care about anyone or anything, really. Even now. So, I don't know. I can't. It really feels like it. And maybe it's just for the sake of storytelling, but I don't want to think it is. Because that just makes it sadder, I guess. Then, there's not even much of an ending after this. Like, after that, it's pretty much over. Like, the fight's over, they say farewell. That's the end of the movie. uh, they don't. There's nothing else that happens. There's not really an ending scene. It's just like, and it's over. Good job. It's like, what the fuck? So that's another thing that could have made this movie longer and feel more complete. An ending. Not just that it ended, but an actual ending. Wow. I guess that's why no one really talked about this film that much after it was over. Dang. Yeah, because there was so much hype for it when it was coming out. It felt like it was supposed to be really good, and then it didn't. And I guess it just wasn't. I feel like that's because they cut corners. So yeah, that's disappointing. It wasn't a bad film. That's the thing, though. It wasn't bad, and I felt like compared to the show, it was more well done. I like this standalone film better than I do watch the actual anime series. Of course, compared to the light novels, I didn't care at all. Uh, and I haven't read any of the manga. I'm going to assume the manga is not as good as the light novels, but I don't know. It'd be fine. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's pretty much it for anything I have to say story-wise about Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Your Girls in Dungeon Era of the Orion? Yeah, there's just not that much to it. There should have been more. That's going to be my complaint for a lot of anime films. If they're not 2 hours long, some are starting to get longer. I like that. This was a theatrical release only 3 years ago, actually. It seems longer. Huh. Wait. Whoa, no, it feels like it came out a lot longer ago. Because I was watching anime films 2019. Was it really only that long ago? Holy shit, no, there's no way. When did the latest season come out? No, it didn't come out that much longer afterwards. This film came out. No, the whole War Games in the series already happened. A lot more already happened, actually. Whoa. I didn't even think about how close 2019 actually was. For some reason, I was thinking like 2017. I was thinking this came out like right around the end of my undergrad days. But I guess not. Whoa. That's a whole completely... Now I'm really confused. This makes no sense to me. Why did it take me until the end of this podcast to actually realize that? No, this should have been better. Because... Whoa, wait. I've watched so many other things that came out that year that was so much better than this. No wonder it got buried. Then wait, where did all the hype for it come from? I swear I saw people and talked to people. Wait, 2019. Maybe there was hype for it because I did go to a convention. I went to Kawaii Con. It would have been in between when this released. I'm pretty sure April, May, or something like that. I went to Kawaii Con in Hawaii, and in 2019. Then I went to the Philippines. This is what came out in the U.S. while I was in the Philippines. That's why I wouldn't have seen it, because I wasn't back yet. And then I got back and went to Comic Con in Honolulu Comic Con at the beginning of August, which is also another story. So maybe that's why. And then wait, no. When did that was when. And then 2020 everything stopped. Whoa. Okay. It's still crazy that it came out in 2019 and I didn't know about it. Why does it feel so old now? It's just going to be a whole lot more of me just rambling. I could have swore it came out in like 2017. That's so weird. I feel weird. Oh no. Time is ruining me. I don't know how to tell time anymore. But yeah, I guess I heard hype of it at Kawaii Con. That's the only thing I can think of. For some reason, I was thinking it was an Intact. Wow. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Before I keep just being bewildered by that, I guess did I even have a favorite part of this? I mean, the Crusade's funny. I pondered on if I could even do that. Uh, how strong the arrow spear of Orion is pretty cool, but there's not really any standout moments. The fight was okay. It wasn't anything special. It was cooler just seeing the first time he used it, if anything. Dungeon scene was actually pretty cool. In the beginning, it would have been cool to see. I felt like I was just let down by everything, and like it wasn't bad, but it could have been better. And I guess I can't really think of, besides those things I just said, I can't think of a specific scene that I would say was my favorite. Unfortunately, uh, yeah, it does make me want to read even more of the light novels. How many more I got? I think I'm on volume 13, and I have 16 of them. Yeah, I have 16 volumes, so I'm on 13 in the math. That's 4. So I have 4 volumes left to read. Ooh, but yeah, hopefully, even though I pretty much shit on the anime series, hopefully the anime series does end up on Crunchyroll. But also, I don't blame Sentai uh, if they just want to leave it on High Dive. It's kind of a weaker, a less developed streaming service, but hey, it's still something, I guess. It keeps, even though everyone thinks it's a good thing, it keeps Crunchyroll from having a monopoly, or I guess Sony from having a monopoly on all the anime, which it seems good now, but monopolies don't really end up that great. I mean, yeah, everyone's just starting to buy, everything's starting to get bought up by one company. Anyways, that's a whole different topic of discussion. But also, I said there's not really a best moment. There's not a worst moment of this either that I can think of. All of it was just all mediocre. Nice, okay, mediocre. Maybe it would have been cool in the theaters. Actually, I might have been even more disappointed if I went to the theaters and this wasn't even an hour and a half long. Like some of the ones I've seen, kind of let down. So maybe it was just more worth it to wait. Yeah, it's not a Crunchyroll, so it doesn't matter. I went and saw it there. But yeah, that's gonna be it. That's the end of this episode of Alcohol Anime, where I talked about Is It Wrong to Try Pick Up Girls and Dungeon Arrow the Orion. I would try to say the Japanese name of it, but it takes so long to even say the English name. There's no way I'm going to say the Japanese name. But at least on the poster it does have the katakana for it saying Orion. And that is the main thing I pulled from this film, is how to say that word. But yeah, before I ramble even more about nonsense, let me know if you've seen this film. Of course, I said a whole lot of not much about it, so I might not even actually gave anything away. Of course I said what happened, but there's still 82 minutes of this film that you can go watch, and maybe didn't get spoil anything too much. It could still be enjoyable if you don't take my opinions to heart. But yeah, if you have seen it, let me know what you thought. If you agree with anything, if you have ideas for drinks based on any of the characters, if you think my ideas sound vaguely okay for drinks for the characters, go ahead and let me know. All that kind of stuff. If you think what I'm drinking, the Arrow Orion cocktail, should be a shooter, sounds okay, go ahead. Yeah, let me know. Let's talk about anything alcohol or anime related, really. If you do, of course, whatever you listen to this on, leave comments if you want. You can like it if you can do that as things. Or if you want to find me, you can email me your questions at theacstories@gmail or Yahoo. Or you can find me on, yeah, I have multiple email addresses with the AC Stories, I know. Or you can find me on social media at the AC Stories, on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram is the AC underscore stories. Should I use anything else? I don't know. Find me on Twitch. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Anywhere you can find me. The AC Stories on most things. yeah, links are probably somewhere for you in the description or wherever you're listening to this at. But yeah, like, subscribe if that's it. Subscribe, follow wherever you're doing, whatever platform you listen to this on, and let me know your thoughts. That's something I care about more than anything. Just let me know what you think. And ratings. You can rate stuff now too. If you're on some kind of platform where you can rate it, go ahead and rate it. Honestly, you can rate it wherever you want. Of course, I prefer good ratings, but I also know this is a drunk me rambling about an anime film I wasn't crazy about, so I would understand. I don't know what I'm going to do next time. I don't even know if people listen to these chronologically as they release them, or if they just pick out the episodes they would like. But yeah, look forward to more alcohol anime whenever that's going to be. It's supposed to be every other week, so I look forward to that then. But yeah, until next time, thank you so much for listening. I'm the AC, and bye.